Shalom, 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 Yasha Allah. It's your boy, Brother Shamwa Allah, back at you with another quick edifying video. And today's lesson is going to be called, The Door Shall Be Shut in the Streets. The door shall be shut in the streets. All right. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Halal Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. That's all praises to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahawah, and His only begotten Son's name, who you ignorantly call Jesus, whose name is Yahawashi. All right, and the Holy Spirit, which is the Rawchaa, double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, who have ruled well to the Spirit and have fed and edified the sheep in these last days, and has pushed this gospel and truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days. A mighty shalom. Another mighty shalom, all you Akim out there laboring on the highways and on the hedges and on the unicorn, which is this internet, pushing this 100% doctrine, this 100% truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days. A mighty shalom to you all as well. All right, like I said, today's lesson is going to be called, The Doors Shall Be Shut in the Streets. The doors shall be shut in the streets. Okay, and this is a couple days ago from USA Today. All right, and it reads, unemployment among Black Americans can be an early sign of economic strain. It's rising. Okay, it says economists have viewed the U.S. labor market as resilient in recent months, but some warn that cracks have started to emerge, including among the country's Black workforce. The unemployment rate for the Black Americans hit 7.2 in July, up from 6.3 a year ago and 6.8 the month before, according to the most recent jobs report from the Labor Department. The most recent surge follows an eye-popping increase, 13% increase from May to June, and puts the metric well above the total unemployment rate of 4.2%. It says Black women in particular have seen a dramatic increase in unemployment over the past year, from 5.5% to 6.3%. Certain states are also seeing exceptionally high unemployment rates for Black people, and some, including Michigan, are hovering near 10%, according to the Economic Policy Institute. It says a left learning think tank. Economists say that the unemployment rate for Black Americans, surge for Black Americans this year could be a troubling sign for an economy at large, because this segment is often the first hit by economic downturns. Other ethnic groups may already be seeing the effects of the weakening labor market. Unemployment rates among white, Asian, and Hispanic or Latino workers ticked up 0.1 to 0.4 and 0.2% points in July, respectively. It says, plus the picture of a strong labor market took a hit with the release of its most recent jobs reports, which showed payroll gains for May and June were revised down by 258,000. It says the Black unemployment rate is always the first to go up. That's always the canary in the coal mine, said Binga Ajor, chief economist at Nonpartisan Center on Budget and Policy Priorities. It says, why are unemployment rates among Black workers increasing? Economists told USA Today job cuts within the federal government could be hitting Black workers especially hard. Because they make up a significant share of the workforce. It says overall, Black Americans account for 18% of the federal workforce as of September, compared with 12% of the overall workforce, according to the National Women's Law Center report in May. Black employees make an even larger share as some of the agencies that have been the most severe job cuts, like the Department of Education, 36%, U.S. Agency for International Deployment, 21%, and the Health of Human Services Department, 20.5%, according to September figures from the U.S. Office of Personnel Management. It says the difference is even more stark for Black women, who made up roughly 12% of the federal workforce, nearly twice the participation rate in this civilian labor force, according to 2021 data from the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunities. This has been a place where Black people are disproportionately more likely to get jobs, better jobs, well-paying jobs, Ajora said. Economists point to business uncertainty and the country's shifting trade policy as another potential drive as companies pause major decisions like hiring until they have a better understanding of how tariffs will affect their bottom line. A recent survey from the National Association of Business Economics found that 1 in 4 companies plan to delay hiring or investments over the next 6 months. It says Trump administration push for diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI programs in the federal government, education, and private sector also could play a role in the recent unemployment figures, creating an antagonistic posture against the Black workforce that may be hurting Black hiring rates, says Andre Perry, a senior fellow and director for the Center for Community Uplift at the Brookings Institution. All right, so I'm gonna, it's a few more things on this, but ultimately we see what's going on, okay? And with this, with these jobs decreasing, right? We know this place is finished, man. All right, because you have to have, servants. You got to have people working. You don't have people working. What's going on? All right, and you understand that, especially, they know who they have, and I'm talking, but from the elites on down, they know who we are, okay? And just as in ancient Egypt, right, our people are still under bondage, right? Still being the servants, okay? And at this point, this, you could tell that this place is finished, man. All right, when you're cutting the labor force, all right, of your people, right? You can't say it's this is an improvement, or this is going to be for the good. All right. One thing that reminded me is just I didn't realize how many Rite Aids there are, man, until as I'm driving through, and it seems like everywhere, whatever city I'm in, I see you see all these closings around. I mean, talking about everywhere. They're closing left and right. You're like, damn, you didn't realize how many there was until you drive past and see how many are closed, man. Okay? They're closing the banks, right? They're closing the pharmacy stuff, right? The Rite Aids and there's different things. All right? They shut down the party city, man. Hey, this place is over, man. Party is over. All right? America, right? The great, hey, it's done. Okay? It's done, right? And usually they say they could tell by, the employment rate of Jake, man, and they see that it's increasing. Okay, it's increasing the jobless rate, or the jobless rate. So we understand, man. This place is finished, man. Right? If you think this place is gonna continue on, you're sadly mistaken. Okay. And you see a lot of you Eves, right? They said a lot of Eve lost a lot of their jobs, because they have a lot of these government jobs, the schools, some of these government agencies and all this different stuff. And we see all that is ceasing. Okay. All that is getting ready to go by. All right. Let's get this real quick. This is the book of Ecclesiastes. Okay. This place is finished, man. All right. It's a done deal. All right. And the Lord is warning people, man. The Lord is warning, we've been speaking about these things that's going on, man. All right. You got all these different companies basically shutting down, right? Stopping the growth, right, of their company, their hiring thing. It's a lot of stuff going on. All right. But yet they'll tell you to your face that this place is going to be great again, right? And some of you actually believe it, right? What does it say? The simple believeth every word, man. Oh no, this place is going to be back again. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 3. It says, "In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease from because they are few." All right, and we see, right, the labor force is far and few, man. You can probably look at your own job at the plantation, man, and you like, damn, am I the only one here? Doing other people's jobs and doing different things. That's what this place is coming to. Okay. It says, and the grinders cease because they are few. Those that look out of the windows be darkened. It says, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird. All the daughters of music shall be brought low. Okay, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, man. Okay, and we see it. You just look around. Just drive down just a major street, and anywhere that you are here in Babylon, and you'll see it, man. Go to your downtown. Drive to your downtown area. See how much stuff is boarded up, right? How much stuff is closed, locked down, graffiti written all over, right? And this has been going on for a while, but we see it, just starting to boil over, okay? And like I said, a perfect example is, the Rite Aids, man, right? It's like, damn, like everywhere throughout the city, I'm like, it was like, it seemed like it might have been a Rite Aid on almost every corner, every major corner in the city. And now all that stuff is shut down, man, okay? The doors shall be shut in the street. The grinders have ceased, man. Okay, this work is ceasing. All right, and you see, what's funny is they had a robot, right? It looks like he was in the article. It looks like he was waiting to get a interview for a job or something. You know what I mean? And and they understand that they can use these robots. Now you don't have to pay health insurance. You don't have to pay this other stuff, and they're gonna see that that labor is gonna be it's less money. Okay, you see it what they're doing with AI. All right, they're doing their movies just with AI. All right, they don't need people. Okay, now they can do voice AI. Right, they really not gonna need people. Okay, so this is just the beginning, man. All right, but the doors shall be shut in the streets, man, because this place is over with. Okay, let's go to Second Esdras. All right, we can go to Second Esdras, Second Esdras chapter 6, and we're gonna go to verse number 22. It says, "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown." It says, "The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty." It says, "And the trumpets," what's going on, man? It says, "And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid." All right, but the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Now it's crazy because one of my brothers was talking about, Rite Aid had like some 100%, juices made with 100%, fruits and stuff like that. Okay, and it took me a little minute, but I went over to Rite Aid. Hey, you go in there, and the storehouses were suddenly found empty, man. They had nothing up in there, man. They was, 60, 70% off, and there was nothing left in there, right? And you drive to the, some of these places that are still partially open, and they don't have anything in there, okay? And so it says, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall suddenly be afraid. All right, but that's the thing. People are not taking heed to what's going on. Okay, not taking heed to what's going on. The scriptures tell you, and this is how, we know, that Yahawah is visiting this place, man. She's making herself known, all right, through the judgments that's going throughout this earth, man. All right. This is Amos chapter 3 and verse number 6. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people be not afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and Yahawah Bahasham have not done it? Right, it's a rhetorical question, man. We know. Okay? But a trumpet is being blown, and the people are not afraid, right? They don't know. They have no clue. They're like, I don't know what that sound is. They're in their whole mindset, I don't know what's going on. Why are they closing all these stores? What is really going on, right? They have no clue, all right? And the alarm is being blown. The men of Yahawah Bahasham are on the highways and hedges telling you that this place is about to topple over, that this place is done, all right? But people they won't take heed to the trumpet that's being blown, all right? As the watchman, you blow the trumpet. How are we blowing the trumpet? We're showing you, and we're crying unto you about what's going on, right? What we see, what's going on, the dangers that's going on, all right? But people don't take heed, right? They could care less, all right? Until it starts affecting them, right? Once it starts affecting them, then it's gonna be that fight or flight mentality, okay? When we go to back to 2 Esdras 6, okay, and we go to rereading on. It says, at that time, this is 2 Esdras 6 and 24, at that time friends shall fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Okay? Because this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is getting ready to disappear, right? We're not going to be out here warning and prophesying and teaching the people, all right, too much longer, man. Right? We see it. It's about to be a time where Yahawah Bahasham is going to take his men and hide them away. Okay? And guess what? You had your warning. The trumpet was blown. Okay? Those who took heed, took heed. And those who don't, hey, judgment is coming, man. All right? But people they could care less. And it's going to get to this point, right? You don't have a job, right? You can't get food. You can't get stuff. Hey, people are going to be fighting against their friends, man. Like mortal enemies. All right? The scriptures tell you, we go to, let's see, verse number 18, right? And you also, right, they have, if you read verse in 17, 2 Esdras chapter 15, verse 17, it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, all right? Because you got your boy Trump right now talking about how, he talked about this before he even became president. He wanted to, send troops into the inner city like he's doing in LA, like he was doing there. He wants to do that around, right? So, the martial law, all this stuff is coming down. This is the stuff that we've been trying to tell you, okay? But it says a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. All right. So now think about that. Everything is closed down around you and you can't go nowhere. Right? Where can you go to get food? Right? Stuff is closing down. And you're trapped in your little city, man. You know? Jake don't know what's going on, man. Jake and Eve, man. Y'all don't understand what's about to happen. Okay? It says, well, because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Okay? And you know, when people get afraid, hey, they get to that carnal level, man. You know? It's kill or be killed. All right? It's every man for his own. Okay? When you read on, it says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Right? It said they shall fight, friends shall fight like enemies. Right? In the other chapter, it says, a man shall have no pity on his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Okay? It's, you know, nothing's holding back, man. Right? You think about it, man, they close the city down, right? They're not coming in the police they're shutting this stuff down, man. Right? It's every man for himself. And when that happens, people are going to get very carnal. People are going to become those natural, those brute beasts. You know, they're going to become like animals, man. Okay? This is what's coming. All right? These are the signs that you see. All right? And we know, you know, these civilizations, man, you know, who have held the children of Israel in captivity have thrived. All right? But you see, as soon as, you know, that work and that stuff ceases, man, most of these people, they all deplenish, man. Right? And it's going to be the same with this place, man. Okay? And you see it, the writing is on the wall that this place is done, man. Right? The doors, right? And the streets, they're closed. It's done deal. All right? It's time to prepare yourself. Right? That's why it says, 2nd Esdras 14? No, Salakia. I think it is 8. Is it 8? No, Salakia. No, it's one of these. Okay, here we go. I can't find it. It's okay. Salakia. I know I just brought this out. I probably just overpassed it. Oh, I think it's 8. Salakia. 8. Dang, cannot find it. All right, well, I'm not gonna worry about it, right? But just understand, man, right? This is the time to you know, cast away these burdens, man, because this stuff is about to get, you know, very crazy. Matter of fact, here it is, Salakia. Right on it. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 14, and verse number 13. It says, now therefore set thine house in order, and reprove thy people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. Let go for thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste to flee from these times. Right? And Yahawashi was telling people, you know, don't give too much thought about tomorrow, right? Because, you know, hell, today has enough troubles basically of his own, right? The scriptures tell you to seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, right? And all things shall be given unto you. All right? You worried about, you know, what you're going to eat, what you're going to wear, what you're going to do, all that, right? And the Heavenly Father said, you know, there's not a sparrow fall to the earth and he doesn't know about it. And you are, you know, more precious than a sparrow. right? The hairs of your head are numbered. I'm just kind of paraphrasing, you know. So why are you worried about, tomorrow? This is the time, man. And you're not gonna have time to be thinking about that. Like, think about Jacob's trouble that's coming up. All right, it's gonna be like a time of no other. All right, you're gonna be worried about tomorrow when you're gonna be trying to survive the day. That's how crazy it's gonna be, man. All right, you're gonna be trying to survive the day. Okay, you're just gonna you're just trying to make it through, the next 24 hours. All right, let alone trying to worry about tomorrow, man. That's how crazy it's gonna be, and that's why you have to put your trust and your faith in Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, man. Okay, is that the only way you're gonna make it out? Okay, so I just wanted to do this lesson. Like I say, Lord's will, this was edifying. Right, but with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, call Halal Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Peace and blessings to the elect, 12 tribes scattered abroad. A mighty shalom to the 144,000 men. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who have ruled well through the Spirit and have fed and edified the sheep in these last days. Another mighty shalom to the rest of the elect out there. Stay diligent, stay focused, keep praying for one another. Like Yahawashi said, man, watch ye therefore and pray that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things. Okay? All right? To see the Son of Man coming. That's what we truly want. That's what we truly are, out here laboring and doing this work for. Okay? And if not for us, for the elect's sake, man. Lord's will, we're part of that number. All right? So with that, we say a ball and shalom.